Okay, so today I want to talk a little bit about the difference between food sensitivities and food intolerances. So, food sensitivity is often used as kind of the overarching term for anything that we react to or that we don't digest well, anything that causes symptoms for us. But I think it's important to understand these two things and the mechanisms by which they come about because the more you understand, the more you can kind of work with it and know what to do for your body. So, um, I think of food sensitivities. Let's start there. I think of food sensitivities as something that your immune system reacts to. So, what happens is basically we have this underlying dysfunction in our gut, and the intestinal lining, where um, we absorb food through the intestinal lining. It also protects us from things that we don't want into our bloodstream. That becomes damaged. And when that happens, food particles, often not well digested, not broken down to a proper size, those food particles get into the bloodstream. And the body, knowing that there's inflammation and that these larger particles shouldn't be in the bloodstream, the body starts reacting. The immune system does exactly what it's designed to do, and it starts reacting to these particles that get into the bloodstream. So then the next time you eat that food, your body has a reaction to it. You're sensitive to it. So as long as those antibodies that the immune system has produced to protect you against these larger food particles, the antibodies, as long as they're in the system and the body has a memory of that happening, it will continue to react to that food. So the thing about food sensitivities is if the intestinal lining is damaged and other foods are getting in, often we can become sensitive to things that to the foods we eat most commonly, which, as you know, if you have food sensitivities, that can be really frustrating. I know that was my experience, and I increasingly was becoming more and more sensitive to more and more foods. And until we get to the underlying dysfunction that is going on and really start to heal that intestinal lining and really start to heal your digestive system as a whole, it's really difficult to manage food sensitivities or to expect I wouldn't expect to not see more food sensitivities as we go if this is the reason that you're reacting to foods. Okay, so here's the other piece is that with food intolerances, we don't have the proper enzymes, the proper stomach acid, the components we need to really break down our food into the right size particles so our body can utilize it, meaning absorbing the nutrients, eliminating what's waste, and really digesting our food properly. So we need all these things in place. With enzymes, some of them will be based on what's in our genes, but there's other things that we can totally influence as well. And actually, research is showing that we can also influence our genes to an extent. The study of epigenetics is incredible, and it's really showing that we can turn these genes on and off based on our food and lifestyle. So I say that because I want you to know that there's a lot that we can do to really get to the root cause, but to also work with what you have, what you've been given genetically. And enzymes and stomach acid aren't just about our genetics either. So this underlying dysfunction in the gut, as we start to heal that, your body is going to start producing more of the right enzymes. And so it doesn't mean that if you're lactose intolerant that you are going to be able to go and drink milk, but a lot of people can add foods back in that they were once sensitive to as these enzymes and the stomach acids and the things that we need to really break our food down come back into healthier levels and a healthier balance. As that system, as your GI system and digestive system improve, I see a lot of the time people adding foods back in and being able to tolerate them well without symptoms. So that's the goal, right? We want to add as many foods back into your diet, help you eat as varied of a diet as possible, because it's really important to rotate your foods, not to just be eating a few foods over and over again, especially if you have that underlying dysfunction in your gut, you're going to start developing more food sensitivities, very likely. You know, there's a very high possibility, if that is your situation, that you'll have more and more sensitivities to different foods. So anyway, I think it's really important to understand the difference between these two things, because we talk about everything as food sensitivity, but if you understand what's happening in your gut, you know that you're becoming more and more sensitive to foods and able to digest less, that, you know, we really need to get to the root cause. And if you have low enzymes, low or stomach acid levels that are off, you know, working with things that will support you in having a healthy balance with those things and helping you really, anything we can do to take the stress off, remove the barriers that are preventing you from digesting your food well, and help you really be able to work with these levels, you know, and to work with your food sensitivities, get to the underlying causes and really heal what is happening underneath. And so you've probably seen in other videos that I do, working holistically and really working from a place where we're looking at your food, we're figuring out what serves you well, what foods trigger you, but also looking at things like stress and learning to listen to the message that your body is sending you. Our bodies are sending us messages all the time. And so learning to listen to those and to really tune into what you need at different times. These things are so crucial in healing your digestion on a more holistic level and really getting you to a place where we're not just putting a Band-Aid on it by taking out, you know, gluten or dairy or eggs or whatever it is you're sensitive to. We're not just taking out one food after another, but we're really looking at what's going on underneath and helping you get these things back in place that will help you heal more long term. So this is exactly what I do. If you want to learn a little bit more about my approach and the steps that I use to take control of my food sensitivities and my symptoms and what I use with my clients all the time, I'm going to link my free training below this video, and you are welcome to watch that, and it'll be really helpful in helping you figure out what your next steps are for healing. If you want to see more content like this, click the little bell and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and super excited to connect with you more, and we'll chat again soon.